Bob now. Our final student speaker is Nelson Carpluk. Nelson earned his bachelor's degree at UAF and returned for the MBA program at the School of Management. His is another UAF family, as his parents earned degrees here, and his brother is working on his business degree at UAF. Nelson finished his MBA in December. We're so pleased that you flew up last night to take the time to come here from Anchorage, long ways away, but we're glad you're here. And he is an employee at Alyeska Pipeline as a business analyst. Nelson is the recipient of the Glenn Carrington Memorial Scholarship and the Alyeska Pipeline Service Company's Alaska Native MBA Fellowship. Please join me in welcoming Nelson.
Good morning. My name is Nelson Carpluk, and like many of you here, I am grateful for all the support that's provided by many of these privately funded scholarships. I just recently finished my graduate class. I never thought I'd be done with school. But now I'm working, as she just said, as a business analyst with Alyeska Pipeline in Anchorage. I'm originally from Mountain Village in southwest Alaska. My parents, Jerry and Lolly Carpluk, moved our family to Fairbanks when I was in first grade. And when I look back, I can see that the very essence of our move was tied to education. They were coming back to both get their degrees, and they also wanted us to have opportunity for a better education. So they also wanted my brother and sister to have that too. The year we moved, many of you might remember, was the year it snowed really early in September. And I have to tell you, that drive from Anchorage to Fairbanks in the blizzard seemed like the longest trip in the world. I think my parents can vouch, since we were asking the dreaded, "Are we there yet?" questions the whole way. But they survived that trip, and they both have their teaching degrees. And my mom went on to get her master's in education as well, and she currently has been working at UAF. Going from a village of about 800 people to an elementary school of 600 was a big change for me. That first day, it was like my whole village was at recess at the same time. But you wind up adjusting, and me, my younger brother and sister, we all wound up graduating from Monroe Catholic here in town, and both of them are currently here at UAF. My decision to attend UAF is probably not unlike many other students. You have this notion in the back of your mind that you want to get out of your comfort zone and go to big school, and school with the football and basketball, all the big sports, and experience that. But then I realized how good an opportunity the education is here, to be close to family and friends, and it was really most of all I've ever known was Fairbanks. Going to UF has shown me how a school of this size can prepare great graduates to jump into jobs today. And the faculty and staff that I've worked with have seemed very helpful in sharing opportunities for internships, or going to lectures, or job openings. Lots of the classes have had direct benefit to me in my current job. A lot of the stuff I never thought I'd ever have to use, we do use. For the Alyeska Pipeline Alaska Native MBA Fellowship, I first found out about this through the School of Management. They were told about it through Bernice Joseph, and I guess it was not very many people had gotten this before, so it's good to see that a lot of people now it's getting more exposure. So I'm very grateful for that. This was an added motivation for me to continue on for my graduate degree. It was also most of my friends from our undergrad decided to stay too. So, but the interaction with the Alyeska group that provides the scholarship, and they led me to apply for the internship as well last summer, which I had not been considering, and got my application in the nick of time. So I wound up interning last summer in the business planning program, and I was lucky enough to enjoy it and get to continue on through the fall. I was up here in the fall, and then when I finished school in December, I moved down there in January. And so my scholarship through them has led to where I am currently. And I've noticed there's a very strong presence of UF graduates at Alyeska. Dan Flodine, the head of supply chain at Alyeska, was supposed to be here today. They're very busy right now. Linda Sather is here representing. The position I am in now involves budgeting, forecasting, financial planning, and reporting. And a lot of computer work. Last summer, toward the end of summer, I told my business group that I had a nightmare about Microsoft Excel. And one of them just calmly responded, "Ah, you had the Excel dream. Now you can become a business analyst." So I don't know if that's what made me stick around. One scholarship that was mentioned earlier that I really enjoyed, since it was different, not because of the funding, not because of like certain aspects of it, but the Glenn Carrington Memorial Scholarship. The family that established that reached out and asked how I was doing. They'd email me every month or so. They just wanted to check up and see if I was attaining my goals and making progress. And so I had never had that. A lot of times you have the face of a corporation or something, you don't really get the interaction. So I was really glad that they do that. I believe they live in California still, but through correspondence with them, I really noticed how they do care, and they want to make sure that they're providing assistance to those who can benefit from it. And they just shared a deep love of Alaska and really wanted to see that I was attaining my goals. So I'm very grateful for them and how they reached out to me. And I think a lot of students would be more inclined to continue and push forward if they had more interaction with certain scholarship donors like that. And kind of makes you feel a little guilty if you mess up, so you get that added sense of wanting to perform to your best. And I think this breakfast right now is a perfect example for that, just meeting faces and mingling and saying thank you. In addition to the Glenn Carrington Memorial Scholarship and the Alyeska Pipeline Fellowship, I also received the Total Motion Trailer Express Scholarship, the Bill and Frances Ray Scholarship, and the William Paul Senior Memorial Scholarship. So I just want to thank all who were involved in those. I really appreciate that. I also want to thank all that have been a part of donating to everyone here, and past and present and future, for their continued support. The school management in UAF surprised me when they asked me to come up and speak here, and Tammy Tregis McCook had asked me over the phone, and I looked at my calendar and I was like, "Oh, I don't know, it's kind of our deadline." And she responded, "Nelson, don't get all businessy on me right now." So I was like, "All right, put me down." So I just want to thank UAF, school management, Alyeska Pipeline, all the donors. It's scholarships like this that it might not open the door for a student, but it might lead them to that door, and it's their choice if they're going to go forward. So I'd like to see this turn out. It is early in the morning. A lot of people are tired, but take this time to thank your donors, and if they're here, if they're not, email them or letter, phone, Facebook or Twitter maybe. So whatever works, but take the time to thank them because they appreciate it from your end too. So thank you and have a great day.